What on? C-11 squad, full episode, FBI files. Hold on, hit the like button, follow the kick. We're probably gonna do this in 2 pieces. We're gonna do this into 2. We need 100 likes though, so make sure y'all hit this to 100 likes. I can't believe I'm subscribing to some shit called FBI files. Like, yeah, nah. Alright, hold on. It's crazy. It's crazy.
In New York
I'm tapping in though, so I got to, right?
1980s, the emergence of crack cocaine brought a new wave of violence. Drug dealers robbed and killed as they scrambled for power. Ordinary citizens were...
We need 100 likes on this, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, follow the kick. But 100 likes for part 2.
Even children were not immune. The FBI joined forces with the New York City police to take back the streets. Their best weapon against deadly drug gangs was the C-11 squad.
To gang violence. But when a 12-year-old child was kidnapped, the gangs had crossed the line. Law enforcement raced to find the missing boy before it was too late. I'm Jim Kallstrom, former head of the FBI's New York office. Agents would have to infiltrate the secretive world of a vicious gang to stop the murderous exploits of a
the fuck J-Bands got us watching?
Drug lord.
C-11? Where they at?
In the 1980s, crack cocaine invaded the Harlem section of New York, as it did many urban areas in America. Over time, the cheap and highly addictive drug crippled communities unlike any other drug had before. With the crack came ruthlessly violent gangs that ruled the streets.
Nah, this is gonna be good though. I could tell it's gonna be good because it's talking about the RICO Act and all that. And that shit is, the RICO right now, to this day, is tearing New York up. Like, nigga, New York is cooked because of this. Yeah, New York is cooked because of the RICO. The RICO love New York. That shit ain't hit no states like it hit New York. We already done probably had about 3, 4, 5 RICO sweeps this year.
No one was truly safe. On December 5th, 1989, 12-year-old Donnell...
That's my C-Day, December 5th. Damn, little nigga got snatched on my C-Day.
Porter was walking to elementary school alone. He never made it to class that day. When he didn't arrive home after school, his family worried. They hadn't been able to find him in the neighborhood. At 9 p.m., Donnell's sister received a phone call.
Yeah.
A man on the other end said Donnell had been kidnapped. He wanted $500,000 or the boy would be killed.
Damn.
Inside the men's bathroom.
The sister said the family didn't have that kind of money. It didn't matter to the caller.
Yeah.
He warned them not to contact police, then instructed them to go to a restaurant at 125th and Broadway. Behind a trash can in the restroom, they'd find something that would prove he was serious.
You got it?
Got it!
A family friend went to the restaurant so the Porters could stay by the phone. He didn't know if it was a setup. Following the kidnapper's orders, he checked behind the trash container and found a coffee can.
Is this from Pay the Fool?
Inside were 2 rings, an audio cassette, and a child's severed finger.
Is this a Pay the Fool type shit?
tell us what time the first call.
Donnell was hurt and could be bleeding to death.
Second call.
Despite being warned not to, the family called the New York City police.
Somebody was following you.
Nigga, it don't look like this is the pay the full shit. Like niggas was just doing this back in the day on some bullshit. But look, nigga took some random little. Is this a random little nigga or is this somebody's son? Like they ain't give us no context. Like who the fuck is Lil Dude? Who was Lil Dude's pops? Oh, this the real behind pay the full. Okay, all right. So that little Sonny. Alright.
You looking at you. Nobody standing around.
The family told investigators what they knew. Detectives inspected the evidence.
Because if this was just some random little kid, right, you just snatch this little nigga hand off. Right? You just snatch a little dude hand off. Like, random little you just kidnapped because you want some money. You call them. We don't have that money, sir. What the fuck? Like, we got a job. Like, you just snatched some random kid. I'm on food stamps, nigga. What you? I'm on public assistance. How can I help? I can't give you that. Cut the little nigga hand off. What the fuck you think they gonna do? Not call the police? Not call the police?
The sister said that the rings belonged to Donnell.
Sure?
They'd been given to the boy by his older brother.
Oh, his brother Trap.
On the tape, a recorded plea for help.
Oh shit. The brother. Alright, so here you go. The brother's a op. Alright, see the story starting to shape out.
It was definitely Donnell's voice.
Okay, so you came straight back.
The family told detectives about a second call in which the kidnapper had lowered his ransom to $350,000. It was still far beyond their means. They said they didn't know why they were targeted for such a high ransom. But detectives knew what the family wouldn't say.
Okay, so you came straight back.
The victim's older brother, Richard Porter, was a major crack cocaine dealer in the area. Police believe the kidnapping was related to his drug empire.
Makes sense. Paid in full. I knew it.
NYPD contacted the New York FBI's reactive squad for assistance.
Sonny. Oh, man.
I know you were going to talk to.
Special Agent David Higgins, a narcotics expert, was asked to provide more intelligence on Richard Porter.
Anything they have, any of them. Richard Porter, then about 25 years of age, was a well-known crack dealer whose activities took place in central Harlem. He was one of those individuals who got in early on the crack trade in New York, and he had created a significant drug empire in central Harlem.
Richard Porter had made millions of dollars selling crack on New York's streets. Detectives knew where his turf was.
What's going on, man?
It didn't take long to find Porter. Detectives recognized the person he was with as his drug-running partner, Alpo Martinez. This visit wasn't about drugs. It was about finding Donnell. Porter agreed to come to the station for an interview, though he said he didn't know how he could help.
It's a happen to pay the full.
Look, guys, I don't know anything.
Police knew Porter was very close to Donnell, but he claimed to know nothing about who was behind his brother's kidnapping. On the streets, these matters are usually solved without the cops.
You can name them all that. These are your friends.
I don't know anything. I don't know no one.
Though Porter most likely held the key to finding Donnell, he was in no position to talk to authorities.
Richard Porter, because of his situation as a drug trafficker, found himself in a ticklish situation legally. It would have been difficult for him to cooperate directly with law enforcement. I believe he attempted to handle this situation on his own to some extent.
Police had nothing to hold him on.
I can't believe that, man. His own brother.
Authorities needed to find someone else to help them.
You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm trying to show y'all, nigga, this is the code. Nigga ain't telling. And this is his little brother. Kidnapped. Nigga not telling. Shh. We gonna get him.
They canvassed the area, trying to gather information on the kidnapping. In such a close-knit neighborhood, someone had to have heard something about Donnell. But residents were too afraid to talk. Harlem's violent gangs had a stranglehold on the community. Detectives were left.
You know what it used to be too back in the day? Niggas used to be scared to snitch. Cause yeah, niggas used to get snitches, used to get stitches. Not no more. So now, you know, niggas used to be scared to snitch. Oh shit, I snitch, niggas gonna kill me. Now you snitch, you could go do a fucking Vlad interview or some shit.
Left with nothing.
You're famous.
With each passing day, police in NYPD's 32nd precinct knew Donnell's chance of survival decreased. Investigators maintained contact with the boy's family, who were desperate for more word from the kidnappers.
We need to get to the bottom of this. Take
A week after the abduction, the family received a note. In it, the kidnappers hinted Donnell was still alive.
The child is in pain.
They demanded their money.
We gotta do something medical.
But no more ransom calls came. With no clues to the boy's whereabouts and no one talking, police had reached a dead end. They somehow needed to pressure Richard Porter into
We gotta get
cooperating,
him back in here.
or hope he would pay the ransom to get Donnell back. Then, on January 4th, 1990, a month after Donnell's abduction, the body of his brother, drug kingpin Richard Porter, was found in a Bronx.
Damn, he died a month later? Damn, so his little brother was out there. Damn, he kinda damn. A month. And paid the full to see like he died so fast. Like that's why I'm saying like the movie kinda like, you feel me? I thought he died like same week type shit. It was a month they had the little nigga hostage. That little nigga been dead. Little nigga been dead. Damn, Porter, you ain't go get that little nigga.
Park. He had been shot twice, in the head and chest. Park.
We right in the Bronx.
Drug kingpin Richard Porter was found in a Bronx park. He had been shot twice, in the head and chest. There would be no one to pay the ransom now.
It was widely assumed that Richard's death was connected to the kidnapping and probably the result of a ransom payment gone bad. However, it was noted early on that when his body was discovered, his wallet contained over $2,000 in U.S. currency. His jewelry was there. Apparently, his automobile was nearby.
One of them bricks.
So
That's
there
it.
was some question about what the actual motivations were behind his murder.
Little boy's missing fingers.
Nigga wanted them bricks, nigga. Al Poe wanted them bricks. He ain't want that. Nah, ain't no. Yeah, I want this.
With Richard Porter's death, investigators lost their closest connection to the abducted 12-year-old. To find another source, they increased pressure on lower-level dealers in Porter's organization.
Where'd this come from?
I got you for manufacturing. I got you for 30 years.
Facing drug charges, they were offered leniency in exchange for information. Some said Porter's partner, Alpo Martinez, could be involved.
Playing us.
Others claimed an infamous Harlem gang called the Preacher Crew might be.
Come on,
But none offered direct leads to the crime. 3 weeks later, a boy's body was recovered in the same Bronx park where Richard Porter was found.
Damn.
His family identified the body of Donnell Porter.
Killed him.
cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head.
Damn.
Death of a child is always a disturbing event. There's a 12-year-old boy. He's on the way to public school. He's kidnapped, tortured. He's heard on the tape cassette crying for help from his family.
Donnell's murder stunned the entire Harlem community, even though violence was a daily occurrence.
Damn, yeah, that's some sucker shit right there. Yeah, that's some sucker shit right there. Damn. Damn, son. Niggas, damn. When you think about it in the movie, you don't really be like, you be like, damn and shit. But then them say that just now. Hear him on the tape recorder crying and shit for his parents. That shit crazy. That shit crazy.
That's there. At the time, Sergeant James Marr worked NYPD's notorious 32nd Precinct, where Donnell lived.
In the late 80s and the early 90s, the 32nd Precinct, which is actually geographically only 1 square mile, was one of the most violent precincts in New York City. They averaged in the area of the upper 60s to low 70s of homicides a year, and added on to that were shootings, several hundred shootings, that the people didn't die.
In response to the increased violence in the city, a task force called the C-11 squad had been formed at the FBI's New York field office. Detectives from the 32nd Precinct and FBI agents were assigned to the squad.
C-11 was created to address these entrenched criminal conspiracy groups in the city of New York. The locals brought their knowledge of the streets, the knowledge of the subjects involved to the table. The federal agents brought along with them the access to the federal courts, which included the access to the federal sentencing guidelines in the United States Attorney's Office.
After the murder of Donnell Porter, they knew they had to take back the streets. C-11 would first go after Alpo Martinez, Richard Porter's partner.
The problem is here, we haven't...
If their partnership had unraveled, he would have had the most to gain from extorting Richard Porter and killing him.
We're still working on some surveillance.
A year earlier, a warrant had been sworn out for his arrest on drug charges. But when Martinez couldn't be found, federal prosecutors had to drop the warrant. In police computers, the C-11 squad flagged the names of known associates of Alpo Martinez. If any were arrested, they would be notified.
Damn. That's how they be giving it up.
Months later, police in Washington, D.C. pulled over a car after observing its driver engage in a drug deal. The driver was a known courier for Alpo Martinez. Police found a large amount of crack and thousands of dollars in his car. Noting the flag on his record from New York, D.C. authorities would contact the C-11 squad. After the courier was sentenced to 20 years to life on drug charges,
damn,
C-11 agents had him transported to New York for an interview.
I want some information because we want...
An agent explained that under federal law, his sentence could be reviewed if he cooperated with authorities.
You're just making this difficult.
20 years, this bitch ass gonna take it.
Where does he... All I know...
He told what he knew about Martinez and...
That's what I'm saying, man. Do the crime, do the time, bro. Do the crime, do the time, bro. They gave you a dubski. Hold that. Hold that.
and Porter's East Coast drug operation.
Drugs would be distributed both in New York City by Richard Porter and in Washington, D.C. by Alpo Martinez. While in Washington, D.C., Martinez allied himself with individuals that he found to be strong on the street, if you will, in order to protect his drug operation in Washington, D.C. And it was not unusual for literally sea bags worth of U.S. currency to be shipped out of Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. up into the Porter neighborhood at 132nd and 7th Avenue in New York City.
Sheesh.
It was enough for a renewed arrest warrant on Alpo Martinez. Agents canvassed the neighborhood, talking to people who knew Martinez. Most were afraid to talk. Eventually, agents learned the fugitive was going to pick up his wife's car at a dealership in northern New Jersey. Undercover agents staked out the dealership. They didn't know if Martinez would show up, but they knew he liked fast cars. That afternoon, a sports car pulled up. They watched a passenger get out, but it wasn't Martinez.
There he goes. He's going over to the building. I'm coming over.
Agents couldn't tell if the fugitive was driving.
Can you see him?
They had to risk a closer look. If they could arrest Martinez, it might help solve the murders of Richard Porter and his 12-year-old brother, Donnell. An agent visually identified Martinez as the driver.
It's him.
He radioed a go-ahead signal. But before the arrest team could respond, Martinez spun. Agents gave chase, but the fugitive disappeared into heavy traffic.
Out of there, dickheads.
With Alpo Martinez still a fugitive, the abduction and murder of 12-year-old Donnell Porter remained unsolved. The abduction and murder of 12-year-old Donnell Porter showed that Harlem's drug violence was out of control. The FBI's C-11 squad knew the murder was connected to the boy's brother, crack dealer Richard Porter. But Porter himself had been killed. C-11 believed finding Porter's partner, Alpo Martinez, would provide answers. But in 1991, Martinez had eluded an FBI undercover operation. From the incident, the FBI got his license plate number and alerted New York police to be on the lookout for the vehicle. The next day, police spotted it, parked on a Harlem street. They impounded it, hoping it might lead to Martinez. They believed the fugitive wouldn't retrieve the vehicle himself, but FBI Special Agent David Higgins waited to see if he'd send someone.
A young lady showed up who claimed to be the true owner. She was the registered owner. Ultimately, a quick investigation established that she was what we call a straw man, or somebody who had stepped forward in order to buy and register the car on behalf of Mr. Martinez.
Martinez was
Typical
nowhere
nigga
to be
shit.
found in New York.
Put this car on your name.
Acting on a tip that he had traveled to Washington,
Typical nigga shit. Put this car on your name. Put this shit in your name.
D.C., agents set up surveillance at the D.C.
Put
home
that
of
shit,
the fugitive's
your name,
ex-wife.
shorty.
In the early hours of November 7th, 1991, they spotted Martinez getting into his ex-wife's vehicle. This time, he wasn't driving.
He getting knocked this time.
As they pulled out, the FBI made their move. The fugitive's ex-wife pulled over.
Passenger, driver, get out of the vehicle with your hands up. Your hands on the back of the truck.
The cocaine in his possession helped cement the case against one of the biggest drug traffickers on the East Coast.
Ultimately, Mr. Martinez pled guilty to an indictment in the Eastern District of Virginia, which accused him of trafficking in over 1,000 kilograms of cocaine.
Damn.
The wholesale value of that would be $20 million.
Partner, Richie Rich, who killed him?
Investigators also had evidence against Martinez on several gangland murders.
The little boy? Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
They told him they knew he was Richard Porter's partner, so he stood to gain from Donnell's and Richard's death. Hoping to avoid the death penalty, Alpo Martinez agreed to cooperate.
What happened? I picked him up.
He admitted killing his partner, Richard Porter.
Just like we always do on the weekend or whatever. It didn't seem like...
Martinez had begun to suspect his partner had been cheating him out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So then from there...
He said that more than a year earlier, on January 4th, 1990, he and an associate had taken Richard Porter for a ride. Almost immediately, Martinez and the associate each shot him.
Damn,
They dumped his...
So Pay the Fool ain't give us shit right. Pay the Fool they just spun that shit and made it their own way. If this the real story, man, that nigga died in the building and that shit. This nigga, they got a nigga in the motherfucking Bronx in the woods. 2 niggas.
body in the Bronx Park where it was found the next day.
Talking about it, kill that kid. I don't know.
Martinez swore it was just about missing drug money.
Yo, I didn't kill those.
It had nothing to do with Donnell Porter's kidnapping and murder. No evidence or testimony linked Martinez to that crime.
You're up here for DC.
He went to prison for life. Although they had put away a major drug dealer, the local and federal investigators of the C-11 squad were no closer to solving the murder of Donnell Porter. They reviewed FBI intelligence already gathered on other Harlem gangsters who might have profited from extorting and killing Richard Porter.
Porter's known as Richie Rich. We've got a couple of characters.
One gang stood out as likely
Haven't
suspects.
identified their unique.
They were known as the Preacher Crew. The gang's leader was Clarence Preacher Heatley. FBI Special Agent Joe Walsh, formerly of the C-11 squad, knew the Preacher and his crew were well entrenched and very dangerous.
Preacher Crew was the established crew in the neighborhood, for a long time. Preacher had been kicking around the streets of Harlem since the early 70s, and everybody knew him by his nickname, the Black Hand of Death, and everybody was deathly afraid of him.
NYPD Sergeant James Marr of the C-11 squad learned the Preacher had a reputation for violence. But the gangster was an elusive figure in Harlem.
You could walk up to anybody in a 32nd precinct, no matter how church-going they are, no matter whether they're businessmen or local drug dealers, they all have a Preacher story. They all know who Preacher is. Ask any of them to describe Preacher to you, or a majority of them, they're not going to be able to. Because this guy was an infamous legend in Harlem.
The players in Harlem's drug underworld had carved up the area into zones. Each block, each alley was the established turf of a single dealer. Most dealers respected the boundaries. But the Preacher did not. He considered all of Harlem his turf. He made his money not by dealing drugs, but by taxing other dealers.
But he was mostly into extortion, extorting drug dealers. These are guys that were violent in their own right. He would go up and claim their car. If a drug dealer looked like he was getting paid, so to say, he was driving a brand new full...
Damn, so, Pay the Fool got me all fucked up, man. Now that shit got me not liking Pay the Fool. Yeah, now that shit got me not liking Pay the Fool.
...size Mercedes-Benz, and Preacher liked that car. That was Preacher's.
What?
Those who argued with Preacher paid a heavy price. It was a system that made him a rich man.
Preacher, I gotta do my homework on Preacher.
If you're hitting every other drug dealer on the streets, 2,000 here, 3,000 here, 5,000 there, that's a lot of money. It adds up.
Pay the Fool got you thinking this a motherfucking dope fiend that took him. dope fiend uncle. This nigga preacher a savage, nigga. That nigga ain't get Sonny back because he was scared. He was scared of preacher.
And believe me, they all paid, because if they didn't pay, preacher would pay him a visit, or he would order his people to pay him a visit, and they'd wind up dead.
We took him in last week.
The preacher's history of extortion and violence made him a likely suspect in the abduction and murder of Donnell Porter.
John Cuff.
C-11 had outlined the basic structure of the preacher crew.
Pictures, including some of his other main guys in his crew.
The preacher's main lieutenant was a man named John Cuff. He was a particularly dangerous criminal, according to C-11's detective Vinnie Flynn.
John Cuff was an ex-New York City housing cop. As a cop, he provided protection and bodyguard work for preacher. So if they were driving through the neighborhood and were stopped, John Cuff had a shield where he would probably be let go and not given a summons or anything further would happen. John Cuff had a reputation of one to be feared, very violent person.
Yet no evidence linked either man to Donnell Porter.
Big Cuz.
Though C-11 suspected preacher was involved in the deadly kidnapping, he probably didn't commit it himself. He distanced himself from most of the crimes, having his main lieutenant and other henchmen carry out his orders.
I know you got so much. I know you got so much, man.
At preacher's command, their brutal extortion tactics earned them money and kept witnesses too intimidated to talk, effectively insulating the crew against investigation.
We go into a bodega or someplace up in Holland, and we'd say, we know he came in here, and the guy would have a cast on his hand. We know he broke your hand, and the shop owner would say, I don't know what you're talking about, and that shop owner would be paying rent, or tax to preacher.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But nobody would tell us anything.
With people too afraid to talk, crimes continued to pile up. On New Year's Eve, 1992. Emergency units responded to a call in the preacher's territory. A man lay dead in his car, the victim of a drive-by shooting. His family survived the harrowing ordeal. They described how the killers pulled up next to them on the street and opened fire. They claimed they didn't know who did it or why. And like Donnell's kidnapping, no one in the neighborhood admitted seeing anything. It was another tragic killing in Harlem that might go unsolved. The C-11 squad had to breach the area's violently enforced code of silence and finally get insiders to talk. A shocking drive-by shooting was added to the list of unsolved murders in Harlem. With witnesses too afraid to cooperate with police, the case was open for 2 years. Then in 1994, the C-11 squad found a witness who told them the shooter was a preacher crew member named Malik. Detective Vinnie Flynn learned that Malik had a violent reputation.
He became a so-called director of security for the preacher organization. He was in charge of the group of members who were known as the janitors. The janitors were the people that had to clean up the problems.
The janitors, the cleanup crew, nigga.
Problems or the mess of the family. And you couldn't be a janitor unless you killed somebody.
To get more on Malik and the preacher crew, C-11 tried to send in undercover officers. It was yet another dead end, according to FBI Special Agent Joe Walsh.
We weren't able to really get in, so to speak, and get an undercover in there to buy narcotics from Preacher, because Preacher was very, very careful. He was, he's a very smart man, and we couldn't get the undercover, close to him.
The Preacher had closed ranks, ordering the people he extorted not to sell to new buyers and to keep a low profile on the street. Investigators needed a witness with close ties to the crew. They distributed business cards, hoping one would find its way to an insider willing to talk.
We don't want to talk, baby.
Their persistence paid off. In April 1994, a crew member contacted the C-11 squad because he realized his life was in danger.
Bitch ass nigga.
He said the Preacher had started going after his own crew members. Preacher had killed 2.
He started going after his own crew members because you niggas is telling. He knew you niggas was gonna start telling. Now look, he should have got your ass first. Should have got you.
2 of the informant's partners.
Yes, sir. I want you to take a look at some pictures.
Fearing he was next, he asked Sergeant James Marr for protection.
Who was a stone-cold killer himself, who became an informant that was so fearful of Preacher and of being killed like his partners had, that he came to me, that he came to us, that he gave us information on specific crimes, that he talked about crimes that had been unsolved for years.
Investigators were frustrated that the informant knew nothing of 12-year-old Donnell Porter's kidnapping and murder. But he did give investigators their first specific insider information about Preacher Headley's organization. He mentioned a killing basement that the crew used as a meeting place and execution chamber.
Killing place.
Talk to me.
At some meetings, Preacher would call for a vote on the fate of gang members who had fallen out of favor.
Killer.
If the majority voted thumbs down, Preacher ordered a murder. In March 1994, Preacher called for a vote on Malik, the janitor who had done the drive-by shooting. He believed Malik could no longer be trusted.
Closed casket.
Closed casket.
The vote was thumbs down.
Yeah. What's up?
Preacher summoned Malik to headquarters.
How y'all doing? All right, most love, man.
Back door.
Most love, man. Most love. How you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time. Where you been at, man? Most love. That was, man. How it is?
Malik thought he was there to take part in the beating of a crew member that he had had problems with in the past.
Jay, I know you're slinging, man. All right? Word.
Not realizing he was the real target, Malik was excited when others invited him to the basement.
Playing around. Oh, you gotta get these papers off.
If you went down there and you were followed in there, somebody was behind you, you weren't coming out alive.
Yo, Sean, let's go get this dude, Sean. Let's go get him. We're gonna do this to you, man. Real, yo. Do this to you. Yo, oh shit. Priest, what's up, man? What's up? What you doing? Oh, man. Yo, Preach, man, come on, man.
Preacher told Malik he had to die. He was gaining too much influence within the organization. Preacher wouldn't tolerate it. Malik pleaded for his life.
Come on, man.
But the order had been given.
Grab the saw, Sean. Clean him up.
At Preacher's command, other janitors used a circular saw to dismember Malik. The informant said that Preacher ordered him and another crew member to dispose of the body parts.
This is the guy you work for, right?
Wow.
They poured acid on Malik's arms to remove gang tattoos that could link him to the crew.
Wow.
Then they left the body parts in several crumbling, abandoned buildings.
These niggas, why they ain't go to the Hudson Them niggas put them shits in there because they knew they was gonna tell eventually. And they like, yo, I got the evidence somewhere. Cause nigga is supposed to, you supposed to throw that shit in the Hudson River, nigga. Yeah, you ain't supposed to put that shit in no abandoned building, nigga. I'm thinking back in the days it was fucked up in the city, mad bad and shit, but still, nigga. These niggas was rats from the jump. They were supposed to throw that shit in the river.
They kept Malik's head in a refrigerator for a couple of weeks, and they kind of paraded it around on a stick.
What?
You know, that's how Preacher would, keep the fear of God, so to speak, in the younger Turks in his organization.
Georgia.
The fear was too much for the informant, though he knew leaving the crew was equivalent to a death sentence. He hoped the C-11 squad could protect him.
Yes, sir.
Bitch ass rat nigga.
It didn't take long for word to get back to the Preacher that the informant had cooperated. One day, the informant was leaving a New York courthouse when he spotted Preacher in cuff. He was sure they were there to abduct and kill him. He went to his car and called his C-11 handlers.
The informant advised me that his fear that
bitch ass nigga got the call 12. Yo, they behind me. They wanna kill me.
he was going to be killed by the organization.
Fucking weasel.
He was going to be abducted right in the middle of the afternoon in front of the courthouse.
They on his ass.
The agents of C-11 rushed to stop another murder in the Preacher's territory.
Scared to death.
A former member of the Preacher crew feared the gang was out to kill him for cooperating with authorities.
He got them knocked.
Agents and detectives from the FBI C-11 squad came to his aid just in time.
Damn, they caught this nigga in the act, about to get the witness. Preacher was slipping. This nigga's that nigga stole cold rat. That other nigga, he's a stole cold rat. What? That nigga in the car and said, help me. Nigga, they behind me. They coming. No Diddy. What the fuck? Damn, dickhead.
They arrested Maine Lieutenant John Cuff and the crew leader himself, Clarence Preacher Heatley.
Preacher's on the slide. Preacher went on a ride.
Sergeant
he said,
James
fuck
Marr
that.
and the other arresting agents searched the vehicle.
Guns all, ain't it?
What do we got here?
There was evidence inside, including information about my informant, masks, tape. It was apparent at the time that my informant's feelings were right. He was going to be abducted that day.
Come on, man. Hurry up my
But no one could prove that the men were coming to kill the informant.
We gonna
20 minutes, all it took. I told you.
The Preacher and Cuff were released.
Word.
Dude, man, hurry up. Okay, you got some
The
glasses?
incident brought the C-11 squad's investigation of the crew into the open.
Got a battery?
20 minutes, all it took. Have a nice day. Nice day, officer.
That's when it became apparent that they were being investigated by the FBI. I mean, here's this detective that they know from the 3-2, that when he does make an arrest, makes arrests with FBI agents. It became apparent to Cuff and Preacher that the FBI was breathing down their neck.
Preacher further insulated himself. The FBI would have to get him by going after his organization. To prosecute, they would use federal racketeering statutes known as RICO. Originally designed to bring down organized crime families, RICO requires that strict criteria are met, according to FBI Special Agent Joe Walsh.
You have to have your organization. You have to have your leader, which in this case was Preacher, and he has to have 5 or more people working underneath him. to facilitate the conspiracy of the organization. But you also need 3 predicate offenses, 3 federal offenses.
The C-11 investigators surveilled the preacher crew, gathering evidence on offenses to support the RICO case. They noticed unrest within the gang. It seemed the pressure of C-11's investigation was getting to the preacher. From an informant, agents learned he even ordered the murder of his main lieutenant, John Cuff.
John Cuff gonna snitch on him. That nigga preacher start getting paranoid. That nigga start getting paranoid. Damn, your main lieutenant.
Agents were obligated to warn Cuff of the hit.
John Cuff. I reached for my shield. He goes, "I know who you are. You don't have to show me your shield." I said, "John, I just wanted to let you know that there's a contract out in your life, and I swear there's nothing but space when you look in his eyes." And he goes, "Everybody wants me dead."
Come on. Coming in there. Come on, man.
Cuff was undaunted.
My phone died. My fucking battery died. Damn. Part 2. We got to do part 2. This shit was fire too. I was gonna watch the whole thing. Yeah, we gotta do a part 2. Fucking hell.